All right, my lovelies, welcome to our funky fitness yoga today. Come into child's pose. Big toes might be touching, or you might prefer to have them not touching and sit back. Reach the arms forwards. Maybe place your forehead on the mat and take a couple of grounding breaths into the back of the body. See if the breath could come all the way up around your shoulders, around the front of your chest. Exhaling, breathing out, letting go of anything that was perhaps on your mind before the session or anything coming up after the session, so that we can dedicate this space, this time for us to connect to our inner being, our body, and all those layers of us. Taking another breath here. Really fill yourself up, like you're filling up your cup. Maybe let go with a hum or an audible noise that resonates for you. Let's lift up the head and gently slip the right arm underneath the left side. Turn the head to look at the right arm. Again, really breathe in, maybe this time to where your hips are and around your bottom, and feel that space open. And then breathing out, letting go, softening. Making every breath special, unique, maybe sensual, and really let yourself feel today. And let's switch the arms. So right arm goes back to the front, left arm slips under the right side, turning the head to the left. Looking for sensations, maybe around your shoulders. Maybe you're feeling this in the top of your thighs, and breathe into those spaces. And after this breath, slide your right arm in, bring your left hand in, bring your hands under your shoulders, bring your knees in line with your hips and your feet in line with your ankles. Taking some cat-cows, push the hips forwards, push the shoulders up to the sky. Really trying to get your nose to touch your belly button. And then inhale, subtle bend in your elbows, rocking the spine the opposite way, lifting up the crown of the head, the tailbone, and taking a few moves like that. If your jaw has clenched, maybe have a gap between your upper row of teeth and your bottom row of teeth. And then let's tuck our toes, come into a downward dog, pedal our feet. Maybe you rock your body side to side. So you might even like to lift up your palms and then put them back on the mat. So make this move your own. Maybe you stretch your toes and between your fingers. You might want to move your head. So let your body guide you. And then gently come back down, tuck your toes, coming onto your knee. Take a little toe stretch. Bring your hands closer to your legs. If your little toes are not on the mat, maybe adjust them. And you could have your hands on the floor. Some of you might be more upright. Remember, your toes are super delicate and they can also be super stiff. So it's a fine line of knowing that they need a stretch and also appreciating that they may not have been stretched most of our lives. So there might be a lot of tension there. So it takes time and trust to work with these joints. Come back to that breath and allow yourself to really enjoy your breath today. And then bring your hands onto the mat if they're not there. Untuck the toes. Bring your hands back, sit back. Maybe push your hips up to the sky if that's available to you, so you get a quad stretch. Head might hang back, it might not. And then slowly bring your bum down. And you can do that another time if that felt okay, or you might just want to stay in a bit of a quad stretch. So breathe and trust. And then coming back into a downward dog. Stepping your left foot to the outside of your left hand. If it doesn't quite make it there, give it an assistance. Drop your right knee, untuck your left toes. Breathe in. If you can, come up onto your fingertips or your knuckles and lift up your chin. Stretching the chin, the hips, the thighs. Chin comes back down, hands come down, tuck the back toes, step back to a downward dog. Breathe in. And as you exhale, do the same with the other leg. Right leg steps outside. Drop the left knee, untuck the back toes, coming up onto your fingertips or your knuckles, seeing if you could lift up the chin. If it doesn't want to go though, please don't force. And looking for a bit of a stretch. It might be everywhere, or it might be in certain places. And as we exhale, coming back down, taking a downward dog. Walking our feet to our hands slowly. Stop when your feet don't get any closer. Bend your knees, put your ribs onto your thighs and sway side to side. Maybe you hold your elbows. You might prefer to keep your hands on the floor and really tuck your chin in so you get a stretch down the back of the neck. Come back to stillness. Place your hands on the floor a second. Look at your ankles. If your ankles are collapsing in, if you could just take your hands and slightly adjust your ankles so they're more neutral. You might even want to spread your toes a little bit. So my little toe, for instance, curls under on my feet. So I'm just going to neutralize my toes, my feet, my ankles. And the same with your knees. If they're collapsing in, maybe just very gently adjusting them. And then dangle your hands down and trying to keep that contact, stable ankles, toes on the ground, knees slightly pressing out. Start to stand up. Take your time, keeping that connection to the lower body. Roll your shoulders back and down, palms open, taking a few breaths there. See if you can gently tuck your tailbone in. Shoulders back and down. So roll your shoulders back and down and see if you could imagine doing the same with your hip bones around your butt. And then sweep your arms up to the sky. Really press the fingertips and the thumbs together without pressing the palms together. Subtle bend in your knees and gently lean to the right. Inhale. Gently pull your left armpit and left nipple back. So you get this stretch across the armpit and the breast. And then come back to center and then switch. Leaning to the left and then subtly opening the right nipple, armpit and hip. And then come back to center, hands in front of your heart space or perhaps on your body. And I invite you to connect to an intention today. Then really giving yourself permission to breathe that into your body and awaken that is already inside of you, ready to be seen, heard, explored, loved, cherished. And then sweep your hands up to the sky. Maybe take a back bend if that's available. And then exhale down to the ground, forward fold. Keeping those ankles stable. Halfway lift, look forwards. Exhale, hands to floor. Step left, then right back to plank. Shoulders over wrists. Either drop into your knees or staying on your toes, lowering your tummy to the ground. Heel your shoulders back and down. Untuck the toes. Lift up the heart. Relax your butt cheeks. Baby cobra. Lower back down. Tuck your toes. Either push up to your knees or go straight up to a full plank. and then go back to downward dog. Pedaling your feet. Bend your knees, step your left then your right to the front, taking a halfway lift. Fully inhale, feet together or apart. Look forwards. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Maybe take a back bend. And then come all the way back down to the earth. Keep those ankles stable. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step your right, then your left leg back to plank. Heart to earth. Untuck the toes, cobra. Maybe you come up higher. Drop back down, tuck your toes, push up either to knees or straight to toes, downward dog. Bend your knees, step your right, then your left to the front. Inhale in to arrive at a halfway lift. Look forwards, lift up your chin, your gaze, your drishti. Exhale, fold. Stabilize those ankles, those feet like we did earlier. Stand up all the way up. Come all the way back down to the earth. Halfway lift. Exhale, step back, left, then right. Push back to a downward dog here. So soften your knees slightly and then press your heels down. Wrap your armpits in towards each other. Have a subtle bend in your elbows. Then see if you can lengthen your arms, keeping that subtle bend in your elbows. Tuck your chin in. Breathe in. Left leg comes up to the sky. Bend the left knee and open the left knee out to the side as if you're trying to stack your hips, but keep your shoulders facing the front of the mat. Breathing in. As you exhale, step or place your left foot outside your left hand. Right knee towards the floor, not quite touching. Lower it down, lift up the chest, jaguar. Breathing in. Exhale, spin your right heel open onto the mat 90 degrees and then walk your hands to your right leg. Flex your left toes up. You might need to come up onto your right tiptoes. Subtle bend in your left knee, left arm up to the sky. Breathe in, open. Exhale, walk your hands back towards the front of the mat. Turn and pivot your back foot towards the front. Come up onto your tiptoes, bend your left knee and stand up, high lunge. Hands in the prayer. Interlace your fingers, extend your first finger, drop your back knee towards the floor, and then rise back up, pushing up into the power of your front foot. One more, and push the back heel forwards. Bring your right hand to the floor, left arm to sky, taking a twist. Subtle bend in your right elbow, roll to the edge of your right foot, either drop your right knee or step fully back for a side plank. Breathing in. Shoulders away from ears, neck in line with your spine. Bend your left knee. Step it behind you. Wild thing, put your right foot on the mat. Breathe. Plant your left palm on the floor, coming back like a plank. Walk your hands to your feet. Stand up slowly. Stack the vertebrae, stabilize the ankles. Arms reach up. Hands come all the way back down the mat, folding forwards, walking back to plank. Optional chaturanga at the front of the mat. Up dog or cobra, remember to breathe. Option to push back down for a push-up or go straight back to downward dog. Breathing in, exhaling. Right leg floats up, bend the knee, subtle bend in your left knee. Bend in the right knee, open the right knee out to the side, stack the hips, keep those elbows and armpits trying to face the front though. Step in the right foot, look where you're going, outside your right hand. If it doesn't get there, visualize it and assist it. Drop the left knee almost to the floor, jaguar, lift up your heart space, breathe in, shoulders away from ears if possible. Exhale, spin your left foot, open 90 degrees, walk into that left leg, point your right toes up. Keep a subtle bend in that leg that's extended, right arm up to the sky, breathe in, really lengthen up. As you exhale, moving back towards the front of the mat. Tuck your back toes, standing up, high lunge, breathe in. Exhale, interlace your fingers, point your first finger up to the sky, bend your left knee towards the floor, push up into your right foot and push your left heel forwards. And then do that one more time. See if you can draw your shoulder blades down your back as you lengthen your arms. Well done. Left hand to floor, right arm to sky, taking a subtle twist, breathing in. Subtle bend in your left elbow as you roll to the edge of your left foot. Take side plank. Left knee can be on the mat or you can go fully in. Lengthen the body, the spine. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Bend your right knee, coming into side tree, and then step it behind you. Plant your left foot on the mat. Wild thing. Coming back to a plank. Gently walk your hands to your feet. If this feels a bit much on your wrist, though, you can take a rest. Slowly standing up, stack the vertebrae, stabilize those ankles, sweep the arms up to the sky. And then folding down towards the floor, walking back to a plank. Options: take a chaturanga or take a rest. Lightly squeeze the belly button towards the floor, into the spine. Options: do the extra push up and go back to a downward dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Drop to the knees, untuck the toes. Slide those hands back. Option to push those hips up or stay in a little stretch. Push and down. And then this time, come up onto your knees, sweep your arms up, push your hips forwards. Hands come down. Option, we can go into a slide like a snake for a cobra, or we can go straight back to downward dog. So you've got that slide and then downward dog. So whatever feels right for you. We're going to do the right leg. So right leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. Try and get the foot to touch the bottom. Right foot, outside right hand. Give me a jaguar, left knee towards the floor, looking up. Spin your left foot open, either walking like you did before to the foot, or you can push up, come over, flex your right toes up, coming down this way. Breathing in, hands in the prayer or hands on the floor. Moving back towards the front of the mat, pivot on your back tiptoes, coming up, high lunge, breathe in, maybe you take a back bend. Exhale, hands to heart space. Tip forwards, lift up your left leg, warrior three. Flex your left toes down, square your hips, put your left toes back on the floor, take your arms above your head. Give me a lunge, shoulders are down, arms are extended, hands to prayer, back to a warrior three. Spread your right toes out, you got this. Flex your left toes, relax in the jaw. Left toes back on the mat, sweep the hands up. Lunge. Left hand down, right arm up, twist. Side plank. Side tree. And then step it behind, wild thing. Reach those hips up. Right hand down, back to plank. Roll your heels to the other side, left arm up. Breathe. Bring your left knee in, touch it with your hands. Go back to plank. You could chuck in a push up here, and then we're going to walk back to those toes. It's up to you. Going back to the back of the mat. Remembering to breathe. Stabilize the ankles when you stand up. Stabilize the knees. Folding back down. Walking forwards, optional chaturanga, or take a child's pose, rest, or take a water. Do whatever feels right for you. Taking 3 breaths, child's pose, downward dog. Some of you might want to hold in dolphin with your forearms on the mat, or you might want to take a drink. If you need a longer rest, take the rest. Listen to your body. If not, rocking and rolling back to a downward dog. Left leg lifts up, bend the knee, subtle bend in your right knee and elbows as you open your left knee out. Try and get the heel close to the bum. Taking a jaguar. Left foot outside left hand, drop the right knee towards the floor, lift the chest, breathe in. Spin your right heel open, Skandasana to the back of the mat. So either walk in there or you can stand up and then come down. Hands could be on the floor or in a prayer. Left toes flexed up, breathing in. Maneuvering any way you like into that standing lunge, facing the front. Pivot on your back toes, palms up in the air. Taking a little back bend. Look up if you can. Maybe wiggle your toes on your front foot and then press them all into the floor. Lightly squeeze your hips together and then bring your hands to a prayer. Tipping forwards for that warrior three. Very light pressure between your palms and draw your shoulder blades together. Flex your right toes towards the floor and then place them on the floor. Hands sweep up. Interlace the fingers if you like. Index, first finger extended. Lunge. Hands back to prayer. Back to a warrior three. Try and relax those teeth if they're grinding. Stabilize the knee and the ankle on the left foot. And then back to another lunge with the back toes on the mat. Sweep those arms up, taking your time. Find the breath to help you bring that balance. Right hand to floor, inhale. Exhale to move into a side plank variation of choice. Remember, subtle bend in that elbow and then extend the hips. Bend the left knee, step it behind. Plant your right toes on the floor. So it's like you're opening and lifting those hips to the sky. Left hand down, roll the heels to the other side, side plank on the other side. Subtle bend in your elbow as you bring your right knee in to touch your hand. Back to plank, option to move into a press up, then walk those hands back. Walking them back to the back of the mat. Stabilize the ankles, the knees. All the way up with the arms. Oh, you're quite out of breath. Folding all the way down the mat. Coming all the way back to plank, optional chaturanga. After your chaturanga, drop into your knees. If you're not doing chaturanga, drop into your knees. And then slide in, pushing those hips back if that's available. Maybe take your head to a bigger stretch. And then lowering down. Coming into a downward dog, child's pose or forearms, and taking a couple of recovery breaths in a pose of choice or a drink. Okay, got one more round. So coming back to downward dog, subtle bend in the knees, pressing the heels down, lengthen those arms, pushing the chest gently towards your thighs. Left leg comes up, bend the knee, open it out to the sides. Step the left foot, jaguar outside left hand. Remember to breathe. Spin your right heel open, Skandasana to the right foot at the back. Either walking across the floor or coming up and down. Breathe in. Coming back to the front of the mat, sweep those arms up. Pivot on your back toes. Arms in the air. Warrior three, tip forward. This time, as your leg comes up, take your arms out wide for aeroplane. Bring your right knee in. Bring your hands in the prayer. Lift up your right knee. Up, 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 up. Step back for a lunge. Keep your arms in the air. Bring your hands to prayer. Tip forwards. Warrior three. Arms out wide. Aeroplane. So we're going to do that one more time. Knee comes in. Hands come back into a prayer. Stand up. Balance on your left leg. Stabilize the ankle. Keep your arms in the air as you step your right leg back. Find the floor. Lunge. And then place your right hand on the mat. Left arm up. Twist. Side plank variation. You might want to go straight into a side tree. Breathe. Into a wild thing. Lift up the hips if you can. Left hand down. Roll your heels to the other side. Side plank to the other side. Right hand touch the thigh. Bring the knee in. Optional push up and then walk into your feet. Stabilize the ankles, the knees, roll up through the spine, stack one vertebrae at a time. Fully inhale, arms up. Exhale, rolling down, hands in a prayer. Optional chaturanga at the front of your mat. After your chaturanga, drop into your knees. And we're going to slide back. Option to push those hips up. Head can go back. Go under a table here. Woo. And then back, either taking a snake slide or go straight back to downward dog. Right leg up, bend the knee, open it up to the sky, stack the hips, square the shoulders though. Right foot outside the hand, look where you're going, jaguar. Remember to breathe. Spin your left foot open, Skandasana, either walking across the floor or rising up. Hands can be up or down in a prayer. Flex your right toes, breathe in. Move into the front of the mat for high lunge. Pivot on your back toes, both feet facing forward, square the hips. Take a little back bend. Bring in the hands to a prayer. Tipping forwards for warrior three. Flex your left toes. Open your arms out wide for an aeroplane. Breathe in if you've got space. Left knee comes in, hands come into a prayer, standing up on the right leg. Stabilize the ankle. Left knee comes up. Arms above your head if you can. Step back for a lunge. Take your time. Hands come to heart. Tip forwards. Do that warrior three one more time as you're breathing. Open the arms out for an aeroplane. Shoulder blades lightly squeezing together. Hands come into a prayer as the left knee comes in to stand up. Woo. Arms above your head. Step back for one more lunge. Left hand to floor, right arm to sky, twist, and then go into a side plank, maybe straight into that side tree. And then step that right foot behind, wild thing, push the hips up, subtle bend in that back elbow. Hand to floor, roll to plank on the other side. Remember, jaw soft, left knee to hand. Optional push up, then walk into the back of the mat. I think I'm going straight back to the walk. Stabilize the feet, the ankles, the knees, engage through the thighs, working the spine as you stand up, head last, arms up, breathe into the ribs, the fingertips, the thumbs, exhale, rolling down, walk into plank. Taking one more chaturanga. One more knee drop, sliding back to finish. Push those hips. Dropping down, coming into a child's pose, taking a few breaths here. Maybe letting go with a big audible sigh or hum, whatever feels right for you right now. And then gently we're going to move onto our backs just to release the spine. Bend those knees. Cross your left foot over your right. Gently drop the knees to the right. If it's a bit much for your legs crossed though, uncross them. And open your left arm out. Turn your head to the left and taking a couple of breaths here. Maybe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then gently bringing your knees up, uncross the left leg if it's crossed. Maybe shift your hips to the right, cross your right leg over the left, dropping the knees to the other side. Open your right arm, turn your head away and taking a few breaths here. Coming back to center. Maybe taking a little happy baby, hold your knees or your toes or the edges of your feet and rock side to side, massage your back. Or take this time to give yourself any stretches that is calling you, that your body is asking for, and listen to your intuition. And slowly coming into Shavasana, or maybe you prefer a seated position, hands can be on your body or at your side. Taking a couple of breaths here. And connecting back to that intention, which may have shifted or changed, and allow yourself to breathe into that, to trust what is flowing for you in this moment. And allowing yourself to give yourself some appreciation, some gratitude for making space and time for you today. And I invite you to close with a hum or an om or a big in and out breath. So, whatever feels right for you. Let's inhale to begin. And if you feel called to stay on the floor or meditate for longer, please take your time. And if you're ready to come out of your practice, wiggling fingers and toes and stretching, gently making your way up, perhaps to seated or staying on the floor. You might like to place your hands in a prayer in front of your heart or on your body, honoring all parts of you. Namaste, namaskar. See you soon for your session.